Aptis Speaking 50 Useful Example Phrases Part 2 from Aptis Tutor, the place to come for all things Aptis related. So let's get started. It can be easy to go blank in an oral exam, to forget everything you wanted to say. So here's part 2 of 50 useful starter phrases to help you speak more fluently. We've tried to cover all the typical areas that come up in the speaking test. The idea, again, is for you to complete the phrases with your own ideas, but we've included some examples to help you get started. We've also highlighted grammar structures. Remember, you can use these phrases to start answering questions in any oral English exam, not just the Aptis tests. So here we go. In part 1, we looked at talking about your hobbies, your likes, dislikes, the present, the past. So now let's start with talking about future plans and making predictions. The form you use depends on how sure you are about your plan. So if you're very sure, almost 100%, you use the present continuous. I'm flying to London. I've already got my ticket. It's sure. I'm going to stay in Seville. That's my intention. Maybe I'm quite sure, but it's only my intention. I haven't organised anything with anybody else. If you're not sure, try to use will. Perhaps I'll go on holiday. Or maybe I'll stay at home. I haven't decided yet. These are for 50-50 plans. Another way of expressing this is with the modal verb might. I might go on holiday, or I might stay at home. I haven't decided yet. You can try to up the level again of your response by using conditionals. Here's a first conditional. If it rains, I'll stay at home. You can make predictions with will as well. There'll probably be a lot of traffic on the roads. I don't think we'll have any problems. People will probably live on another planet in the future. So notice the use of perhaps, maybe and probably with will to show how sure you are. Talking about advantages and disadvantages is another typical question in the Aptis tests. There are advantages and disadvantages to living in a big city. Notice to plus ing because here to is a preposition, not part of an infinitive. I can think of several pros and cons. Nice synonym for advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is probably the nightlife. Another point in favour is the variety of entertainment. The biggest drawback for most people is the cost of accommodation. Again, synonyms for advantages and disadvantages, so you're not always repeating the same word. Other disadvantages are noise and pollution. And remember to use connectors in your answers, like you would in a writing exam too. Firstly, there are more job opportunities. What's more, salaries are higher. On one hand, there are more schools. On the other hand, it's not very safe. Expressing opinions and giving reasons is something you're invariably asked to do in the Aptis test. Try not to only use I think. I think people should wear face masks in the street. Obviously, this was during the COVID-19 pandemic, these examples. In my opinion, we ought to show more respect for each other. Here we have in my opinion as a synonym of I think, and ought to as a synonym of should. As I see it, the government could do more. If you ask me, richer countries need to help poorer countries. All synonyms of I think, in my opinion, as I see it, if you ask me. To my mind, we must be kinder to each other. I have mixed feelings about whether to go to the UK this summer when you're not sure about something. In my experience, it's always better to tell the truth. There are many reasons, including salary and job satisfaction. The main reason is job satisfaction. That's why I decided to change career. Different ways of giving reasons. Expressing preferences and making choices is another very typical aspect that comes up, especially comparing the two photos or the two situations. General preferences. I prefer swimming to playing tennis, using the verb in the gerund, the ing form. I prefer dogs to cats. If we're using a noun, it's a plural noun if it's countable. And no article, not the dogs, the cats. I prefer rock to rap. If we're expressing a specific preference, the grammar changes. So I usually prefer going to the theatre, but tonight, specific preference, I'd prefer to see a film. I'd prefer to see a film tonight than to go to the theatre. So we have prefer plus to plus infinitive, would prefer plus to plus infinitive for a specific future preference. We can also use the synonym of I'd prefer, I'd rather. Grammar changes again. I'd rather is followed by infinitive without to. I'd rather see a film tonight than go to the theatre. When you're asked about your preferences, a useful expression is I'm not sure, and another, it depends. Remember, depends is followed by on. I'm not sure. It depends on the weather. Try to up your level again by using a second conditional this time. If I had to choose, I'd say big cities are best. So remember, I would, I'd. It's hard to decide, but I think I'd choose a town. Playing for time. As we said, it's so easy to go blank in an oral exam and you can't think what you want to say. So here's some useful expressions to give you time to think. That's a good question. Let me think. I'm not quite sure. Well, it's hard to say. I've never thought about that before. I suppose it would depend on several things. If you liked this video, then please subscribe to our channel. Leave a like, comment or question, and we will answer you as soon as we can. More information and practice is here on our website, www.aptistutor.com, and the link for part 1 of this video is below the screen. So we hope this has been useful. My advice is try to choose some phrases from each section, learn them, and try to use them in your answers to sound as natural as possible. Okay, bye.